Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another Friday night live stream. Friday night, it's Void Crew night. It's gonna be chaos. It's gonna be anarchy. If you guys haven't been here before, yeah, grab the popcorn, sit down, and hold on tight, cause it's a thing. I don't know how else to describe it. Because, yeah. So far, we got a little bit of a smaller crew this week with us. We got Queen, we got Viking right now. Shock's gonna be late. I think Blackpoint's working tonight. Crayon's throat's like destroyed, so God only knows what he's been doing to make some money. And yeah. I'm guessing Viking chimed in Discord. Just that.
No, I'd say that to you.
Oh, okay. But yeah, let's get into this and find out what these heathens are saying.
Right.
I mean, come on, Queen. I usually say something smartassery to things like that.
Yes, but can you say that about me?
We don't talk about Rex After Dark. Actually,
Don't mind me, I'm just going up and down these elevators.
Yeah.
not. It could work. I got an idea.
Did you pick the big ship?
Of course. We got others coming. Shock just said, he was going to be late.
And that's like 4 of us.
And the ship is meant for 4 people because normally it's only a top end of 4.
Oh.
We literally, one of the mods doubles the count.
Gotta open every door.
Mm-hmm.
Blueprint added to fabricator. Alloys added to ship stores. We have gathered a substantial amount of alloys.
Viking, you want to grab the shield from the back?
Yeah.
Is this the back?
No, this is the front.
Okay. So I'm always at the back of the ship.
Yep.
Got it.
The fabricator has been taught a new blueprint. Alloys added to ship stores.
There we go. Where's fabricate?
Just on
Fabricator
one of the
designed a
sides.
new blueprint.
In the front.
We
Yep.
are almost out of alloys. Void jump escape vector set.
Go.
Who's pilot?
I am.
Okay. All I know is it's not me.
So, Vikings, you got an energy cat at the front there beside the scoop,
Yeah.
and we're wrapped in shields.
Yeah.
Is your gun turned on yet?
Power overload. Circuit breakers at
The
capacity.
gun is on, so but not the
Power
clicker.
network operating
Okay,
within
go
safe
on to power.
parameters.
Well, we'll deal with that as we need it. The scoop doesn't need to be on all the time.
No.
Drive charge?
It's not. What? Everything is ready, isn't it?
Damn it. I don't think I got it.
No, but it's fine. I got the perks for it. It is fine. It is fine. It is fine.
Three, two, one.
I can just hold the lever.
The right lever, not the wrong lever.
Yeah, hopefully.
It's a bad, but I just
Jump
picked it the wrong way.
Locked.
My brain went to the gutter.
Oh my god. Jesus Christ.
2, 1.
A swarm of hollow units is closing in on a group of transports. The ships are running dark and silent while waiting for reinforcements. If you can stall the enemy, your fellow X-types will be able to bring their void drives online and jump to safety.
Approach the Metam ships. Once we're in range, they'll
With
begin jumping.
any luck, we should be able to
Apollo will know where we are.
hold our own till more hands show up with the setup.
Yeah. Where are you going?
The crate's right in front of us.
Oh. Pop up from me. From what?
Can you see him now, Mr. Krabs?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Now I can see it.
Is dice feeling a dice now, Mr. Krabs? Stop pushing the wrong buttons. Things work a lot better when you push the right ones. Alright, throw the scoop on for now and
Yeah, turn off the gun. So. I need.
Gravity scoop has retrieved an item. Gravity scoop is full.
do 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 do.
Thank you.
Ship stores.
I think I'm playing Ark too much.
Are you trying to use our controls?
Yep.
Cluster
Trying to use
boost
E to,
charged.
to activate the boost.
Oops.
God damn it,
Biomass added to
Viking.
stores.
She said boost,
Viking.
not boobs.
Yeah.
Okay, so see, I'm not the only one by the gutter.
Nope. How silly.
Alright, we're on our way to the point.
Alloys added to ship stores.
Are you ready, Viking?
I'm ready.
I don't think he has a choice.
Well, he does. We just dish a whole lot less damage. If I can't join in-game, I'll sit in chat. Fair enough, Tabor. I mean, it shouldn't be too problematic for you.
Nope. Just sit back and enjoy the show.
Disrupted by gravitational anomalies.
Of course.
These coordinates
Right.
begin the jump sequence.
At least it's not Santa anymore.
The Metam ships are moving to new jump points.
Hey,
As follows.
Santa gave us lots of loot, okay?
Anomalous jump signature detected.
Exactly, Tabor.
Of course.
Ah,
You guys just caring about the loot.
I mean, loot.
I know, you're a loot whore. It's okay. So am I, but only when certain games.
I was gonna say, who kept grabbing stuff in Medieval Dynasty? We got a sniper in the field. I don't. Where? There it is.
Anomalous jump signature detected.
Cool down.
God damn it, Tabor.
We have suffered catastrophic damage. We won't be able to hold out much longer.
Ooh,
Priority
Viking, throw the scoop on real
Their
quick.
destructive potential
Yep,
is
I'm
immense.
right.
Gravity
Okay.
scoop has retrieved an item.
That was an energy gat. So if Tabor can get in, there's a gun for him. Right off the get-go.
I'll get it out so I can turn off the thing.
Bummer.
I mean,
Okay, maybe not. I'll just leave it on.
I need something for eating.
yeah.
You need what?
Heat sinks, but we might have enough to make a mod for a heat sink mod. His gun runs off of
Sniper.
heat, and with this area, he's going to be generating extra heat. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Anomalous jump signature detected.
But yes, Tabor, I got a good laugh out of the roll call. It's Friday already?
Alloys added to ship stores.
Time we go.
Which does beg the question, Tabor. What day did you think it was?
Most likely Wednesday.
I mean, if he thinks it was Wednesday, that'd be pretty bad. Thursday, or it'd be like, you know what? That's not as bad. Everyone does that.
Yeah. But if it was Monday, damn.
I mean, that depends on what Monday. I just didn't know what day it was. You
Ship circuit
know what?
breakers has been tripped.
That's a full mood on its own.
Ah, shh.
I was just saying, we need the breakers taken care of.
Yeah, I know I'm working at it. I just accidentally hit my thingy.
enemy.
Oh. Oh, I see a shock has fired up the game.
Warning.
That's good.
Large
Tabor's
anomalous
probably appearing offline again.
Alright, that he can't get in.
I mean,
There we go.
step one is restart your own game. Because too many times we've had that actually work and not needed to end a run.
Gravity Scoop has retrieved an item.
Right.
Not on my PC. So I'm so awful. I don't see.
Hello.
Hi, Shock.
Hello.
You have done well.
How was stream tonight?
So far, so good.
Incoming Medum supply drop registered.
You'd be happy. We started with the energy boat. We just took all but one gun off and wrapped it in shields.
Alloys added to ship stores.
Oh, gotcha.
And we've already found another energy gat.
Ooh,
But power is an
Hi.
issue.
Located.
should probably respec as a gunner then, shouldn't I?
Well, another engineer would be helpful. Viking in front of us.
Thruster boosts
got
fully
it.
charged.
There we go.
Because, yeah, right now to run have like even just the scoop on while we're fighting, we're tripping breakers.
Gravity Scoop has
Not bad,
retrieved
not
an
bad.
item.
I see this.
Okay, fair enough, Tabor.
Yeah.
I asked you a question there earlier. I could be loot if you want.
No.
Biomass added to ship
And if you are loot, you're my loot. And only my loot.
Anomalous jumps.
Whoa.
detected. One of the ship's circuit breakers has
Queen, are you safe? Do we need to send the police?
Yeah.
No!
I don't remember, what's the Canadian number for...
I'm safe.
Oh! We thought you meant yes, call the police.
Exactly! Jesus Christ!
Oh!
And I'm not gonna add to that because, again, that's going into Rex After Dark.
alloys added to ship stores.
Oh, I know what you're thinking. Shush.
I know. Don't threaten you with a good time.
Exactly.
Okay, yeah.
There we go.
Thruster boosts fully charged.
Seem to be in
Alloys
one
added
piece
to ship
still.
stores.
Wow, we're getting a lot of these. Alright, I'm breaking one of these boys down because we had two of them.
Well, we just picked up a second one, but we could also use, the drive being charged.
System is overtaxed.
Oh, do we need a drive charge?
We're
Yeah.
done and just,
Anomalous
surviving
jump
right now.
detected.
killing shit.
Okay.
Fabricated
You wanna get that side? I'll get this side.
Yep. Okay, go.
We have gathered a substantial amount of
Ah!
evidence.
I don't know
What?
if that counted. Oh no, it worked. Never mind, we're good. The ship moved as it did and it... made me
I was moving as I was doing it too.
I mean, I was trying to get rid of
Three.
elite bomber
No
rounds.
excuses.
I don't want to hear it. I am the captain. Your captain is spracketing.
Power network operating within tolerance.
Ooh, biomax catalyst.
Ooh.
That's the extra damage and extra thrust duration per 100 biomass. That might not be a bad one.
Locked.
I would go for it, honestly.
Well, it's a bonus anyways.
Get any modules up here.
3,
Pretty much.
2, 1. Our scanners picked up one or more signatures of
minefield.
high-priority targets in the vicinity.
Shock, you want to go and
Targets such as these
get the
represent
scratch that's at the back of the ship?
Yeah, I can do that.
In the name of matter.
It's on the right back,
Oh, oops.
looking forward.
Wrong button.
Tabor,
Oh,
Tabor,
I need
I
to
don't know
start- what am I
you mean by
doing?
that.
This isn't start. Dang it.
Did you just...
Egg-type has left the ship.
Maybe.
It's
It's fine.
Rex, you are at the helm, not the captain. I am the captain now.
Hull
I'm
repair.
thinking it.
Integrity above 90%.
No,
If I say why I
basically,
did not, I'm gonna catch more flack than
because you thought you were playing a different game.
possibly.
Would that game happen to be Space Engineers, and therefore you thought you always had a safe suit on?
Actually, in this case, it was Star Citizen.
Our
'Cause I've
hero.
always been wearing a suit.
Uh-huh.
I was gonna say you should have said Star Citizen.
Oh, yeah.
What?
You should have said Star Citizen.
I mean, the Star
Yeah,
Citizen
Rex,
chat
you
has
kinda-
actually been quiet this week, so I thought Shock might have actually got bored.
Never. I did see that. Wow, English. Space Engineers got a update. I don't know if it was just like a minor update or not, so I need to check that out.
Which one shall we take?
And honestly, Tabor, to kind of help reduce the infighting that will happen when we are closer to a full party, I think what I'm going to start putting into effect is when we got a really big party, the pilot is the captain and he makes the calls.
Yeah, that did seem, honestly, that other stream that I watched, I wasn't there for it, but I was watching it. It did actually seem to go better when there was one guiding voice.
Well, it's not only that, Shock, but like the night Harlow joined us there, both me and him, were the content creators who were streaming, felt we couldn't say anything because everyone else was fighting one another.
All priority targets destroyed. Well done.
Like, it's one of those things where it's like, okay,
Meta
I
supply
don't
drop incoming.
like having to restrict things like that, but we
Well,
kind of need to put in a little bit of a chain of command.
Ship's biomass
Yeah.
stores are filled up nicely.
To enable
Allies
more
active
enjoyment
stores.
for everyone
Supply
involved,
drones
it's
arrive.
good to have a little bit of control so that things don't get crazy. Is this the... Okay, are we breaking this one down
Yeah.
so we learn it?
And one of the circuit
Yep,
breakers
yep.
has been tripped.
Because that one is about, if it comes down to it, right now, for instance, one would be giving us 30%, but you multiply the 30 by 4 and, well, yeah.
We have a Mark II fabricator now.
Mental math, 300 giving
Who's
10%,
inside of me?
multiplying,
Oh, that was weird.
so multiplying 30 by 4, that'd be 120% right now?
You lost me. You lost me once you started to say mental math. I'm sorry.
So for every one of those artifacts, with us having 300 biomass, would be giving us 10%.
Oh,
So you take the 30% from it triggering 3 times, and multiply that by 4 catalysts in the thing. That 30 becomes 120.
What's happening?
Scorch balls, which means it's going to start getting warm in the ship,
I'll hit the button.
and we need the drive charged. There is nothing left for us here.
Network overloaded. Circuit breakers
Okay,
maxed
coming.
out. Consider reducing power consumption.
Alright, 3, 2, 1.
Escape vector locked.
We're back down to
Nice.
normal temperature, so I'm going to turn this off.
Power grid now operating
Captain,
at
it's the
acceptable levels. Three, two, one.
Litany minigun or a
I
down.
already have one of those.
We honestly, I'm going
yeah,
for the
sure.
download because the download is a relic, and honestly, the extra micromanaging from having to do ammo with the litanies, I'm finding is actually kind of
2, 1.
counterproductive. The
Meta command
energy
is
Gatling
located in
I'm
vicinity.
starting to find is a lot nicer.
and retrieving anything of value. Approach the
Because you can mitigate
Yeah,
the
sure.
heat completely. Like what
Oh,
you
another minor hull breach.
lose in damage, you kind of gain in fire rate because you never have that stop of reload where no matter what you do with the litany, it always has to at some point stop to reload. Even if it has full crates.
Anomalous jump signature detected.
That looks like a loot bug right in front of us. It is.
Selector?
Yep. Way out there.
The communications relay seems intact. The facility power plant is functional, but must be brought back online.
You must EVA to the facility and power on the power plant. You'll need power fuses to restart the power generator.
Yeah. I would be activating your ability there, Viking. Because you're gonna need that extra oomph. There we go.
Power network overloaded. Circuit breakers maxed out. Consider reducing power consumption.
Do we have a heatsink in Viking yet?
Is fully charged.
Already done that.
Okay. Then that should give us enough for the fabricator to be upgraded.
It is already
Power grid now
upgraded.
operating within
Oh, it is?
Yes. It's in level 2.
I've been sitting in the driver's seat.
I told you this. I said the
Yeah.
words.
I did not hear you. Okay.
You see how it is. Ignoring me yet again.
I mean, if it wasn't 9 times out of 10 Star Citizen talk,
I wasn't talking about Star Citizen.
I wasn't saying you always talk about Star Citizen. I just said most of the time you do.
Look, you didn't meet me during my Space Engineers era.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you're obsessed with that game.
Was.
Oh, I have like 2,000 hours in Space Engineers.
Okay.
Problem is that's actually played time.
So, typed or...
So, who's jumping out to do the fuses?
Alright.
Viking, you need to run the gun!
Yeah, but...
You get your ass back in that gun, mister! Fucking... Who's jumping out to go
Anomalous jump
do the
signature
download? The gunner! I'll go! No! Ugh. And this is why I say welcome to the mad ship.
Yeah. Chaos.
So that if we've already got both of those going the way you guys are saying, then our better...
I will need a second person.
Okay.
Queen?
Yeah, but I'm coming. Which side are we going out?
It
It's
doesn't
the
really
side.
matter.
Yeah.
Power overload. Circuit breakers.
It's fine, Karen. Stop that there. That way it's ready for in case of emergencies.
Okay, where am I going exactly? Down below?
Activate the
You're gonna want to come into this building with me.
I was gonna say, probably you're going to shock.
Yeah, I'm trying to locate him. Oh, right there.
Hello.
So what I'm thinking, Shock, is our best call is when we've got the
Gosh, you
points,
could outrun.
we make a level 2 blank and get us power slapped
Sorry,
in.
I should have been more specific. I'm gonna need you on the outside to pull a lever for me.
Oh.
Go through this. Sorry, I should have been more clear about that. What were you saying there, Rex?
After we're done here, when we make a level 2 blank and turn it into power.
Okay. We don't want to do the biomass first?
So the biomass one is just damage. Right now we're dealing with power issues. And we'll
Okay.
see what, like, if the relic pops up for the power, I'd sooner have that than the damage one. But if we can't seem to get that to pop after a few, we'll just go with the one that we already got.
Circuit breakers has been tripped.
Gotcha.
Think of it as a Plan B relic.
Oh, I'm going in here, aren't I?
Yeah, there should be a button in there.
Okay, that's the lore thing. There's right there, that.
Somewhere in there.
So when you pull that lever, it'll cycle the doors for it.
Okay.
And then pull it again. Yes, I had to do the lean. Hence why the avatar freaked out a little.
Let's see what we got in here.
And then you'll have to do it again to let him out.
Okay.
Ooh.
Luckily, they're all just chilling way out there.
Yes.
And we don't have the reclaimer coming yet, so that's an extra win.
Off for now,
Network
and
operating within safe parameters.
done.
I mean,
Oh, okay.
yeah, that works.
Airlock open.
Yeah. That was actually not great loot, but okay.
ship.
Any loot
Is that-
works.
I'm gonna say, is that clever? Go outside when come inside.
Alright.
It's
Button.
fine.
See, it's empty. This
I
is
just-
empty.
I just went outside to buff out a scratch.
Okay, am I good to leave?
Yeah, if you want to take some of this loot with you, though.
Yeah, I got one
I was
with me.
gonna say, help throw
Okay.
stuff out the door.
I'm asking because I'm dying slowly.
Oh, you're out of air?
Yeah, almost, and I can't see.
I'm gonna turn-
I'm slowly dying from lack of oxygen, but would it be an inconvenience if I left?
Jerk.
How
I
dare
don't know
you.
where the heck freaking door is.
No, that's the shield, Jen.
Where is it? Up more?
No, you were on the
No.
right,
There you go.
right there.
Oh, there it is.
Not being able to
If I even
spin
make
is
it.
really disconcerting.
Oh, with zero oxygen left.
You don't die right away when your oxygen runs out. You still have your whole health bar to go through.
You still... Your
You
lungs,
still
as your
have
lungs
that-
are slowly collapsing. You're still alive for a little bit longer.
As long as that second bar doesn't hit 0, you're fine.
Okay.
And this is the real reason why it keeps happening where they're sitting there going, Rex, you need to heal. Rex,
My bad.
heal.
If you want to point their nose down so we can grab the loot.
Oh shit, there is stuff here. You also didn't turn on the relay.
Retrieved an item.
We're not sending the data yet.
Gravity state
Oh, oops, I forgot about that step. I will go back out. I needed oxygen anyway, so it wasn't complete waste.
Biomass added to ship stores.
Yes, but now we've got the reclaimer on the way.
Ship's biomass stores are filled up nicely.
Also,
Yeah, it's fine.
fire morph, like
Power is
right
added to
there.
ship stores.
Viking.
Got it.
We
Yeah,
have
got
gathered
it,
a
got it.
substantial amount of alloys. Power grid overload. Circuit breakers
He
under.
keeps casting fireball.
Relay is attempting to establish a long-range connection with the progenitor network.
This massive spike in radio emissions is sure to attract attention.
Tabor, are you on the way yet?
Sensors indicate faulty systems in the facility. If we repair these, the effectiveness of the relay
They've
should
returned.
increase, speeding up the
Would
process.
you fix the relay so it works at 100% speed instead of 40?
Our power system is overtaxed,
Oh.
and one of the circuit breakers has failed.
I can turn this one on.
Look, I'm not used to menial labor.
X-type is
That sounds about right for your generation.
Wow. SMH.
And
You have a defect. Oh, somewhere.
get me slower.
I also forgot to check the other things for loot, but. Oh, there's quite people not here. I'm like really not paying attention tonight, I
anomalous
guess.
jump signature detected.
Actually,
Oof, it's one
I
of
need
those
them.
nights tonight, Tabor. Okay.
Behind us?
We also have a whole flock in front of us.
What?
how did I miss this before? Hmm. How's everyone doing?
Killing.
Running around.
Oh, overshot it.
I probably didn't help that I was boosting towards you to kind of help close the gap quicker.
That's fine.
In times of need, we do have the second GAT set up.
I see, I see. Let me make sure.
Alloys
Oh,
added to ship
you guys
stores.
already took care of the loot. I'm gonna go ahead and turn this on and hope clear.
Well, I would have got the power
Anomalous
going
jump
first.
signature detected.
Power? Do we have?
Yeah.
Oh, do we have enough for that? Okay.
Yeah, we've got enough for level 2.
Okay.
Just because of the fact the more we overdraw, the more someone's got to sit on those fuses.
True. Utility. Power generator Mark II.
Hollow summoner nearby. Exercise caution. Power network
Going
operating
on.
within safe parameters.
Alright. Now, go here. Oh, is this a boss fight?
Circuit breaker.
No.
No, we're
No.
not.
It's just the
Avoid system failure.
You kidding? If this was a boss fight, we'd be dead already.
I just saw the fireballs and was like, wait a minute, did
Yeah.
I miss a transition?
No, that's just what happens when you have the fire morphs actually live long enough.
Hull integrity below 90%.
Cooling? Why are you still cooling? Oh, because of the heat, so it's taking forever. Okay.
Yeah.
Gravity scoop has retrieved an item.
Like, life support is on, but it can only do so much.
Jump signature detected.
There we
Data
go.
successfully relayed to Metal
And let us get
Well
out of
done,
here.
X-Type.
I'll go help with the drive.
Metum supply drop incoming.
Oh, there's another. Take that, perhaps?
Say, I think the scoop's full?
Ready when you are.
Go.
Metum supply drop located.
What?
Well done. Going to
Hostile reinforcement call detected. Destroy the source before it
find
finishes.
that. Keep us breathing
Alloys added to
clear.
ship stores.
There you go.
Gravity scoop has retrieved an item. We are too late. Reinforcements are upon us. Three, two, one.
Psych!
One wounded franchise,
Biomass
fire
added
rate,
to ship
and
stores.
weapons.
Just scrap adding relic.
Crap. Forget it.
Blueprint added to fabricate.
No.
Alloys added to ship stores.
Oh.
Power network operating within tolerance level.
Metal cryptographers have uncovered
But
the location
outside of it being one of those nights, Tabor, how's it going?
before the emergence of the Hollow. Void shrines would be considered fitting resting place for artifacts of immense power. However, the doctor
Oh, power anomaly. -1 power.
claim these artifacts and put them to good use again.
Yeah.
Alloys added to ship stores.
We perhaps take those guys out first, or
Oh,
The void shrine lies before us. Once the area is secure, you must deviate to the site.
light them up.
Structural scans reveal the presence of a cradle powered
and
generator.
I'm
You need to bring the
go
homunculus
have a
to the void
look.
shrine to be able to power it on.
Shock, what are you doing?
The artifacts contained in the site are rigged to a system.
Oh, okay.
Once the power on the site, we will draw attention from any hollow.
Seemed like the right thing to do.
Yes, but that's really gonna bite us in the ass if we've got the power one here that we need and not being able to now print it off.
Airlock open.
It'll be fine.
Exit connecting EVA.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. I've got a lock on me.
We'll just break down Viking in the meantime. Use his biomass to make new relic.
We're lucky there is not a power
Oh,
one
this
that
is
we
still on.
want.
Whoops. Realized that was still on.
It's still on for now.
there you go.
Data shard neutralizing.
Yeah, okay.
Either.
Minefield requisition order transmitted. Stand by.
And- and-
Hold it together, man.
Insert me in the central computer cradle so I can channel the voice of Venom.
Look, tonight is the Bob Ross stream, which is gonna be nice and calm.
Huh? Huh.
Why is the pilot out doing that?
Because the pilot can just look and make a decision.
The alarm is sounding on all proximate bands.
Yeah, I never learned that at school.
You paid attention in school?
Pressure.
Anomalous jump signature detected.
You son of a... I told you to grab.
On the Winfields.
Hostile reinforcement call detected. Destroy the source before it finishes.
Alright,
Detected hollow summon.
get that into the recycler. Set your ships back on, let's go.
Blueprint added to fabricator. Alloys added to ship stores. We have gathered a substantial...
Yes, I checked before I grabbed the homunculus, Tabor.
Thruster boosts fully charged.
Okay,
Gravity scoop has
I'll
retrieved
be right back.
Let's get the shields turned back on.
The reinforcement call has been stopped. Great
Oh,
work.
that's right, we have to. Yep.
Turn.
I did the boo.
Power overload. Circuit breakers struggling. Act now to avoid system failure.
Okay.
Warning. Large anomalous jump signature detected. Hull integrity below 80%. Alloys added to ship stores.
But yes, I had a look at them all and determined that no, it was just whatever one it was pointed at.
There's 4, that's not enough.
Void navigation capabilities restored. We are clear to continue.
Alright, let's get that drive charge shock. Queen's AFK.
Supply drop registered.
Okay. Do we still want more power?
Yep.
Yeah.
I can make a second tier 2.
The Metam supply drop has arrived. Gravity scoop has retrieved an item.
Hard drive should be charging.
We're gonna need a sanctified for the front
One of the ship's circuit breakers has been tripped.
when we get out.
Okay, I'll make it now.
3, 2, 1.
Oh fuck.
Okay.
Making extra sanctifieds.
Destination locked.
Come on. Oh.
Nice.
What? What's that?
He saved us.
It's called they tried to interdict us and I said no.
Okay.
The Hollow Plague advancing through Metam's realm.
Oh.
Set up in the sectors they
So repair first, and then
Yep.
neurons link through.
So what are we getting here?
Disable the hollow
Viking, if you wanted to go repair, I'm gonna set up the second generator.
I'm
There's a sanctified. I will put the sanctified out for you.
shocked you do realize we have no brains. We have not found any brains.
The hollow will
Viking out of a gun means we have no teeth.
Once we begin,
Yeah, it'll be
let's move
fine.
swiftly, since they'll keep sending
do
reinforcements.
take the repair plate up front.
It should be in the scoop.
Look. Yeah. Okay. Got it.
With how much you say this is fine, Shock, I feel like that should be your faceplate.
Integrity above 70%.
That's true. That's true. They do
Hull
have one of
repaired.
those.
Integrity above 80%.
The problem is you actually believe it.
Look, everything's fine. He's already back in. Oh, he's actually not back in the ship.
Yeah,
I want to hurry up
guys,
about that a
no.
little bit. I can get on the gun if we need to.
There we go, I'm back. Generator is back. Back in business.
He's
Allies
back.
added to ship stores.
He's back in the saddle again.
Look, we gotta produce some stress and suspense.
No, we really don't. Because IRL has been a fucking shit show for me the last couple nights. So, and I feel like it's affected stream quality because of the way that the viewership dropped those last couple days. Like it's been a thing. I don't hide things behind, walls. Or at least I try not to. But, well, let's see here. Basically, the last couple streams were a third of what the viewership has been being for the last month or so. At first, I thought, okay, Monster Hunter Wilds, maybe just viewer fatigue. But when it was also crowd control, it's like, ooh.
Yeah.
Because I know you Chaos Goblins. Rex, crowd control? I don't care what game. I'm there. We also figured out
Anomalous
I
jump
might
site
actually have OCD.
Proximity mines approaching.
I just went on stream.
Hollow summoner units
I know
detected.
someone that
If
has
they spot
OCD.
you, silence them.
Well,
I don't know much about it though. So.
Biomass added
well,
to
the
ship stores.
what kind of went like, that's kind of an OCD trait, is playing the TCG card shop
The reinforcements
and
will
pretty
rise
much
in
having a meltdown because one of the guys got set to auto stock the shelves no matter if they're labeled or not. They would just put stuff wherever, and I was almost having a fucking meltdown over it because it's like, no, that doesn't go there, that's not where that goes, that's like, yeah.
That would explain why us setting things up weird in White Crew drives you crazy. Other than just us being weird about it.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, okay, no, you know what? At that point, and I'm even the one who said it, it's like, wait, I might be OCD a little.
Well, but it's important though that you're able to recognize that something's off, and it's like,
Hull integrity below
Not-
90%.
I don't want to say not normal behavior, because it sounds kind of
Here's the
rude.
part that really sounds weird on it, and maybe it's just my understanding of the whole thing, but
Anomalous jump signature detected.
OCD, to the image that I have painted in my head, is more to those who would be classified more like a clean freak. Like they
Yeah,
have to
and
have it
that's one-
very, very clean. Where I am
I
the
know.
complete opposite. I can't stand it to be like that.
Oh, I see.
That's where
That explains your desk.
yeah. Oh yeah. When things are spotless, like I lived with people that had to have things spotless.
It drives you
I
crazy.
felt out of place, and it drove me up the wall. Because I
Well,
feel
there
like
is
I can't even do something like place like my drink down because God forbid it leaves a ring,
Yeah.
right?
There is something to be said that that is a fairly normal thing to feel. Like when you have someone that expects you to clean every little thing, it makes it hard to live around that person because you feel like you can't live in that space anymore.
Yeah,
But yes, I can definitely see where you're coming from with that.
so but that's part of why it was like, no, I couldn't necessarily.
Alloys added to ship storage.
The way I am and the fact I can't handle things being very organized, I have to have like disorganized. That's not something you deal with if you're OCD.
Objective complete. Clear to proceed.
Now,
Well,
that being said, some things people with OCD can be very OCD about certain things.
Yeah, and that's what it really is. It's compulsive behaviors. It's not that you're compulsively clean, it's that you have compulsive behaviors.
Medum supply drop
It's just that the
located.
most well-known compulsive behavior is neatness, cleanness.
Being like museum quality clean levels.
Yeah, and that's why like a lot of hoarders generally have OCD because they're compulsively collecting things and don't want to
Alloys
part
added
with
to ship
them.
stores.
Really?
They generally have the
So
opposite
hoarders
of-
are actually classified as OCD. It's just the opposite end of the
well,
spectrum.
It's pretty common. I wouldn't say that hoarding is classified as an OCD behavior, but it's very common for
Yes,
people
but more
that
what
are
I'm getting at is
compulsive.
you hear it more classified as them just being a hoarder over, oh, they're OCD.
We've missed our window.
Right, yeah,
Reinforcements are upon us.
there's
you go.
generally more behind
Drive.
hoarding behaviors than just like they are a hoarder. There's generally reasons for
Yeah.
it. Like I know people with anxiety, I deal with anxiety myself, but I know people that
Thrust
I
drive
mean,
fully
that they
charged.
could collect
Not
things and that help them
to-
cope with it.
Downplay it, but nowadays, who doesn't? like,
What do you mean? Who doesn't do what?
who doesn't deal with anxiety? Because nothing we do anymore is
Good
like
job.
kept to your hometown. Everything is online.
Yep. It's
So
definitely
you
a
can't.
growing
There's
issue.
no longer the move away to get away from something.
Yeah, that's why.
Can we get the
social
drive
media
charge though?
hygiene is important. Yes, I can get the charge. Is important so that you can say, I'm gonna step away from this for a little bit, and which I know that's hard, obviously for you as a streamer. You can't really say, all right, I'm just not gonna be on the internet today.
It's funny you say that because you want to know probably one of my worst things as a streamer is my lack of activity on social media and stuff like that because I can't be fucking bothered.
Honestly, I consider that a good thing.
like never had Twitter, never seen the appeal to it. Deleted my Facebook because I never used it.
Yep,
I
exact same.
a lot of the times I'll scroll through Instagram while I'm like loading or stuff like that in games, but I don't really ever post. Like,
when I'm anxious, when I'm like
Locked.
feeling on edge, I have a tendency to want to check and make sure, like, I know what's going on with things. So I don't want to say compulsively because obviously we just talked about people with actual compulsive disorders, but I'll
do it
the
out of
need to, like,
boredom.
check Discord and do things like that. So I don't want to make that worse by having a Twitter or Facebook. or
Discord is
something.
probably one of the only ones that I'm really overly active in, and even then, you won't hear from me outside of like confirming like a weekly game or a plan
right.
for weeks on end. Like a
Yeah, I
lot of
don't
times,
think-
I maybe
Like I
will
can
put
message
in.
you and you'll respond, but you don't generally send 20 messages
Yeah.
within a week.
Gravity Scoop has retrieved an item.
And usually when I do send a message, it's not just like, unless it's something going on, it's not usually like, hey, how you going? I'm bored. Let's shoot the shit. It's like, hey, is this still happening? Like, it's message with purpose.
Alloys added to
But
ship
then,
stores.
and it's not like an antisocial thing. I think
Oh,
a
I am
lot
very
of
much
the younger
antisocial.
generations kind of see it as being antisocial. Just because, like, oh, you're not online talking to people, then you must not be a social person. You don't
Oh,
really
I
know
could,
that.
I will say first, like, full blown, I am not a people person. I keep to
Right,
myself.
but when
It's
we're-
part
when
of
we're
where
out
the
there
of
hanging out,
shadows.
so-
Like, honestly, that's kind of what the of shadows refers to. We also have a tier 2 on the back that needs patching.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I will get that.
Minor.
Like, the of shadows of my name comes from the keeping to the shadows and that because of the years of bullying and all that. We've got a destroyer coming in, Viking.
Hull integrity
Do you want me to go out to repair, or...?
Nope, they've woke up, so let's deal with them first.
Okay.
Alrighty, I'm back.
Like,
Welcome back.
all the years of, like, bullying and that kind of... I'm not a social person because of it. Like, a lot of the times, I look at it for people, like... to this day, having random people add me from other discords and that I might like post that when I go live and not a whole lot else, I look at those friend requests and go, okay, what do you want from me? I'm not adding you.
Yeah, you
Like,
you
I'm
start to question their motives more
I've
than
always
you
questioned it though,
normally would.
because of the like. Remember, I am from the age before everything was online. Barely, but I am of that age. So I already had, because of the years of bullying, that outlook of, okay, you were trying to be my friend. What is your actual motive here? What are you
Yeah, what
trying to
you
get?
trying to get from me?
That's why I will also say, like, I swear, like,
Yeah, but I'm the same way.
yeah, but like, I will sit there and say, like, I'm pretty sure I'm not actually diagnosed, but I'm pretty sure it's ADHD, depression, anxiety, and paranoia. Okay,
Yeah,
now we can
I don't
patch.
know how easily, in your situation, you're able to go talk to a doctor about some of those things, but definitely seems like it would be worthwhile if that's an option.
He doesn't have a doctor.
I was gonna say, funny thing about Canada's free healthcare, we don't have enough doctors.
Yep, I have heard of this plight. That's why I wasn't sure if that was an option for you.
My family doctor passed away
Hull repair.
around when I
Integrity
got,
above
I think,
6%.
kicked out of high school, so around 2010.
Integrity above 7%.
I haven't had a doctor since.
Viking, stop it.
Yeah, Viking, like,
Pick it up.
Bad enough when Rex does it. Yeah, I know that's a... People are like, oh, free healthcare, you don't have to pay for anything. Well, that's only great if you have a doctor that...
Scrap it? Or...
yeah, scrap it. We've got we should have a heavy cannon in the thing, which, speaking of, we should probably switch the backup energy gat for the heavy cannon because we're about to go into the boss.
Okay, so we're breaking down the energy gatling.
No, don't break it down.
Heavy.
Don't break. We already know the energy gatling. Don't break it down. Just put it in the shelf. And
Okay.
put,
Yeah.
It shall be done.
it's one of those. Because we're heading into the boss, we want the extra oomph.
Capital. Rex? What are you talking about?
Did someone already break down a gun that they didn't need to break down?
Quite possible.
Yeah? It's not
Should we
me!
make... Well, I can make
Yeah,
a tier
but-
2
okay,
of it
so-
anyways. So.
Yeah. When I came down and did a bunch of stuff, there was literally a heavy sitting right here.
Actually, hang on. Instead of me making a new one, how about I make another biomass catalyst to increase the damage?
No,
and then I'll just use
no.
the energy gatling.
What? No. Okay. Here's what we'll do. Viking, go take yours down.
Yeah.
We'll put Viking and a tier 2 energy gat
Oh, okay.
first.
What's going on with my PC?
Too much Star Citizen, you fried it.
Apparently, I'm running at 89% on. Oh, it's doing the thing. Yeah, there's a weird issue with Void Crew.
So, put it. Okay.
So the tier 1 can get
Yeah,
taken
scrap.
down.
Where's the second?
Just grab it and.
Yeah, because essentially I'm trying to keep one extra gun for
Allies
people
added to ship's
that
stores.
are running around. And then I guess we'll put this one back up. And
Ooh,
then...
actually, if we get one alloy, we could actually still
was
make
having
a
a-
biomass catalyst.
You know what?
That works.
Doesn't it, though? Actually, before you push that button, Shock... I'm almost thinking we'd get more from switching Viking to 2 tier 2 heat sinks, because you can pretty much constant fire off of that, than we would from the Relic. Because we're essentially eliminating his cooldown time. And we're heading into the fire boss, which means you guys have
Yeah, he's
extra
gonna need more
cooldown
cooling.
time because of the environment.
Yep. No, I'm. That's good. Yeah, I'm going.
And technically, we can make what we can make 3 heat sinks, so each one can have.
Well, he's only got a Mark II, so we can only make the 2. But...
I just put a Mark II in there. We had 30. They're 10 apiece.
Okay.
We are almost out of
So
allies.
with that 30, each one. Okay, so
Oh, you're putting one in here as well. Okay. for
which
this
gives
one.
this one an extra 75%, and Viking has an extra 150%. So the rate on which
Okay.
both of them heat up should be so drastically reduced that. Alright, let's get this drive charged.
Yeah. And perhaps touch your health up too.
Ready, Quinn?
Okay, you are back here. Yep.
Oh, you're. Oh.
Escape vector set.
Ooh, thank you.
Let's just, point at the rock.
Power overload.
Oh yeah.
Circuit breakers struggle.
Nice.
Act now to avoid system failure. 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, we're gonna be triggering the thing for a bit, but hey.
Yeah, once the
Voyage
generators
destination locked.
cool down, I can start one of them on overcharge and we'll be fine.
Yep.
Oh, I should actually heal up before
3,
this.
Yeah,
2,
that's what I'm telling you guys. We have left.
Our power system.
Your pilgrimage has steered you to
If it doesn't immediately start, you might actually want to do the same there, Rex.
Yeah, might not be a bad idea. Did you boost it first there, Shock?
I forgot to. I'll do it now for you.
With Medam's guidance, we will be victorious.
There you
Just
are.
because the less that we use, the more damage you deal.
Right.
Plus, it's so much quicker.
Yes, it is.
Alright. Let's dance.
Let's die.
Let's dance.
We're not gonna die. We're gonna survive.
You're all going to die down here.
Oh my gosh, seriously.
I mean, that scene just lives rent-free in my head, okay?
I don't even know what's off of, but I know it's off of a movie that you're quoting.
Resident Evil, when they meet the Red Queen and go to shut her down for the first time. She's sitting there having a conversation with them as they're hiding behind the pillars, begging them to not turn her off. And as the second she pushes the button, her head snaps to the guy that pushes the button and goes, "You're all going to die down here."
Okay. Probably will have to watch it. Add it to the list of movies.
Thruster boosts fully charged.
Because in doing so, it takes the labs
Power system is
out of lockdown, opening all the doors, and therefore all the reanimated bodies from the T-virus have free range around the whole structure, and there starts the zombie apocalypse into the second Resident Evil movie, where they go back in and don't close the doors behind them.
Oh my gosh, seriously, that is like such a dumb move.
Umbrella didn't get any information out because their whole elite squad they sent in pretty much died from the first one, so they sent in new scientists who didn't even get through the front door,
hull integrity below 60%.
essentially. So they tried to contain it by nuking Raccoon City, and that didn't work. Basically, each movie is an escalation from the previous.
Okay.
While still actually telling a story. Because Alice, one of the elite, who is one of the only ones to really survive from the first one, which I don't care, this is an older movie. If you're gonna sit there and tell me spoilers, I'm gonna tell you you should have watched it by now. She actually lives and merges, like, becomes one with the T-virus, which is part of why Umbrella is so after her,
Hull integrity below
and her secret agent boyfriend husband
integrity below 20%.
that tried to make a deal gets killed, but the human rights activist that was with them, who survives, becomes Nemesis from taking in the hunter strain of the T-virus through a scratch. Both of them merge with the virus. One has a lot different effects than the other. We're dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are.
Like I said, you're gonna die.
Oh, I was just sitting there, just like, we're not making it out of this. I'm just gonna listen to the.
Yeah,
synopsis
I mean,
of this movie while we die.
I'm just sitting there driving through, dodging what I can, but it's like, nope, this isn't happening. Wait, Shock, have you never watched the Resident Evil movies?
I have not seen the movies. I am decently familiar with the games. I've seen them played through quite a bit. I've not played them for myself.
The funny thing is, they're completely different.
It doesn't surprise me.
There's only like a little bit of overlap in the fact of like Umbrella. For the most part, the
Umbrella,
characters don't show up,
zombies.
and Nemesis only showed up in a couple of the games. Like, basically, the framework is the same, and that's it.
Whoa.
Okay.
Energy or
Yeah, we'll go with energy again. Like, woo! I can open a box.
I'm very tired.
Okay, I thought we were doing that, and then I heard the doors open. I was like, okay, never mind.
I mean, I got it set so we can just kind of quickly
I
just
can
go straight.
Okay.
go and turn up. So, gonna
failure is a momentary setback on an everlasting journey forward. The garden awaits. We'll be back with more news as soon as I get rid of this terrible taste in my mouth.
But yeah, like it gets to the point where in the later ones you find out Umbrella essentially has facilities filled with clones of Alice because they've never had someone bond with the virus. She is immune because of the fact she is spawned, and as far as they're concerned, because it was their bioweapon, it was their weapon sufficient. That shouldn't have been possible.
The promised place is one that only the soul can visit, forever leaving its mortal
Because
Is that how all the T-virus stuff gets started? Is they're like, oh,
it's a bioweapon. It's meant, basically, the whole idea behind it is that it reanimates dead tissue, causing the brain to function on a very basic level that allows the body to move and go off of the most basic need, the need to feed.
so zombie. It is the quintessential zombie virus.
Yeah, and it's why the only way to take them out is by bullet to the brain or severing the spine, because it doesn't. They don't. The virus doesn't reanimate to the point where they register pain. It's just, it's not a thing.
Oh, I'm big sleepy. Oh, goodness.
Like, honestly, you want the synopsis on that whole thing? All you have to do is look up the first Resident Evil movie with the section of the Red Queen when they go to fry her the first time.
Oh, they do it multiple times?
So, because things go so pear-shaped, they bring her hardware back, because essentially they were sent in to retrieve her drives so they can understand what happened. Because as far as Umbrella is concerned, their AI supercomputer that ran this facility went apeshit and killed everyone for no reason. So they were sent in to retrieve it, to research why this happened.
Hey, it's like the thing in Mass Effect. With that spoilers, I won't spoil because they're still
like.
The fabricator has learned a new blueprint.
So it gets to the point where they get backed into a corner and basically pushed back into the server room, and they go, "No, what? She's the only one that knows this place. We need to reboot her."
The fabricator has been taught a new blueprint.
The solution is always blow it up.
Alloys added to ship stores.
They didn't do that in the first place, and they should have. Just blow the whole thing up.
Well, because it was a research facility, they had valuable data. Like, it's... There was nothing that went out to headquarters to say, hey, things have gone wrong. We have an outbreak here. Like, it was literally the start of the movie is faceless person goes in, grabs some vials, puts it in a suitcase, and as they're leaving the lab, they're taking one of the vials and throwing it. And the camera from the automated system then turning, seeing the broken vial, and going lockdown mode, essentially.
That's unfortunate.
Because basically what happened is the Red Queen, who monitored everything, seen the vial, did a scan, realized that everyone that was in there in this underground facility that they didn't even realize was underground top secret was being infected by an alarming rate, and nothing was like changing. So she went nuclear with it, killed off everyone in multiple different ways, depending on where they were in the facility, and locked the place down. That's when the whole team got sent in.
Oh.
Yeah. Go.
So,
Okay, go.
Sync void jump escape vector set.
we're gonna turn off the backside, since we only have the one gun, and fabricate a blank and put that as a shield for the other side. So that way we're wrapped again.
Wrapped in a warm blanket.
So yeah, once you kind of look into it and like watch the movie and understand, it's like, no, know what? It makes complete sense why this AI went the route it did. Unfortunately, it didn't really send out, hey, this is what's going on. Or was incapable of.
I wasn't that smart.
Well, here's the thing about it. It was never touched on till later, but I don't know if it's a result of how the world had turned, so Umbrella kind of started getting things up.
Locked.
Because it's not touched on in that one if all the facilities had satellite communication to know what was going on, and therefore the Red Queen could even say, hey,
Power network.
this is what's going on over here, don't come here.
The location of a void shrine in your vicinity.
So I think in those earlier days before the outbreak really took off,
Considered fitting resting place for
they didn't have the communication to be like, hey,
However, the doctrine of
this is what's going on. In later ones, they have like whole satellites and shit, but even that is limited. Like, because they have, well, it's touched on in a later one on how they were essentially trying to control Alice using an Umbrella satellite, and her powers essentially churned to the fact of where she just looked at it and caused it to blow up. Like, she's got massive psychic powers later on as her bond with the virus improves.
One of the ship's circuit breakers has been tripped.
I wish I could bond with a virus like that.
Like, basically, I feel like the T-Virus was originally hoping to be like a super soldier type formula, but it so critically failed it succeeded, and it was just weaponized as a different form, because what better way to neutralize your enemy than by essentially infecting them where they're dead, get back up, and don't care. They attack everyone.
It's the
Once the area is
it's the gay bomb. Oh my goodness, we circled back.
Structural scans reveal the presence
Oh,
of
there was this is deep lore.
God
There
damn it.
was plans for a bomb. No, this is not gay as in homosexual. This is gay as in happy. There was plans for a biological weapon that could be dropped on an enemy, and effectively the chemicals used would make the people affected just not care. Like, they would just not care
No.
about anything. And
Yeah, see,
it
this
would
is
render
the
them
premise
useless.
of, I'm popping out, the fact of, okay, you're sitting there in your barracks, firing at the enemy, the guy beside you gets shot and killed, and then 2 seconds later, he pops back up and starts eating you.
Yep.
Like, and therefore you then become infected. When you die, you start, and it barrel rolls. So we have the power, but we don't have the power we would like. We have the secondary good power one. So I'm coming to grab the catalyst. It's the power that is based around the amount of biomass we have. Alright. Pulling the plug.
And I'm fighting here.
Yeah, I'll make it
Not
quick.
anymore, you're not.
I will make it quick.
Get the thing out.
Shock, get by that airlock.
Retrieve our prize and get us back to the ship. Insert void suppressor nodes and enter the sector. We must destroy them before we can jump away.
Catalyst. I was okay.
Oh.
Anomalous jump signature.
Oh,
I got the
homunculus,
catalyst.
where?
I got it.
Viking already got it. You're going the wrong way though, Viking.
I know just that.
Oh, you can't get back in because it's the dang it. Okay.
Yeah.
That was unfortunate.
I closed the
know.
exterior door.
There we go.
Ship
Turn
now
us
running
on.
within
Go,
power
go,
network
go, go, go.
confines.
You're in,
Yes,
Rex.
I'm making sure the safety was turned back on. Get the life
I
support
already
turned
it
on.
back on.
Get life support
Yeah,
on
I
and
turned it
boosted.
off so I could just cycle it,
'cause-
but then we both opened at the same time and you got yeeted away.
The fabricator has learned a new blueprint.
Okay, it's on.
Always added to ship stores.
Yeah.
Alright,
Is
yep,
that-
I need to turn on the, Hey, it
That's-
worked! We double calibrated.
I didn't do anything.
Oh, never mind.
Well, I didn't know if it was cold or hot, so I just left
Power
it.
grid overload.
Well,
Circuit
it's
breakers
neither,
under
we just
pressure.
need air.
Anomalous
Someone
jump
opened the door to the vacuum of space.
Yeah, I could tell. Got a little nippy in here.
I rolled a 1 in my attempt to get him any quicker.
I mean, did you even roll for your democracy check?
Power system is operating above
Democracy check.
and one of the circuit breakers.
I.e., you didn't say anything of like, hey, I've got the door, just move. I.e., I didn't know you were handling the door, so I pushed the button to close the door to open the other side, because I noticed it was safety off.
Thruster boost is fully charged.
Know what? Yes. You did roll in that one on your charisma check. Because you forgot what you were going to say.
Yeah. Well, I just didn't have anything. I didn't forget, it just never...
We've identified
The DM's like, roll charisma? I got a 1. You forgot what you were going to say. Fuck.
Reinforcement caller is broadcasting for help. Destroy it before it finishes.
At breakers. No trip.
Yeah, I know.
Heat sink.
Where is our generator? Oh, we don't have a generator. Nope.
Get
Our power system is operating above capacity, and one of the circuit breakers has been tripped.
Viking, the suppressors. The suppressor.
Right.
Can we get Viking a heat sink here?
I need
I can
bad.
attempt. Yeah. Let's see, mods.
Listen, I'm not a gun anymore. I'm a scoundrel.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay.
What?
Yep, well, Viking's on scav. We have no dedicated gunner.
Wait, when did you Oh, I didn't know you switched. Oof.
I said it when we was there. I'm going scouting.
Yeah, no, I don't think any of us registered.
Yeah. Yeah,
The
it's
shock is
fine.
up at his feet.
This is fine.
We know that's what your helmet says, Jacques.
Got it.
Okay, so what I'm hearing is we need to look for brains.
Yeah.
Yeah, this would be a good brain run.
Yep.
One of the ship's circuit breakers has been tripped. Warning. Large anomalous jump signature detected.
Alright, suppressors are down, charging in
Void
3.
navigation capabilities
Oh, you're not
restored.
over here.
We are cleared to
Oh,
3,
coming.
2, 1.
Jump escape vector set. Incoming Medum supply drop registered.
Making a sanctify.
Yep. Just Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
Our
we
supply
got it.
drops.
We got it. Come on.
Taking
Hull
on the
integrity
scoop.
Right, that's
below
right.
80%.
Let's see what we got. Yeah. You can look.
Gravity scoop has retrieved an item.
Alright, scoop is scooping. We got it.
3.
Yep, I'm already on the lever.
Pull the lever.
The lever was pulled. Trust me,
I think
the
that went
lever
well.
was pulled.
Engineering, back to work. Lot of
We have
repairs.
gathered a substantial amount of alloys.
Oh. Engineering more duct tape.
Can you use the zebra stripe duct tape this time?
Causing one of the
No,
circuit
it's too
breakers.
expensive. It's $1.50 instead of $1.
Our next objective is a strategic retrieval mission.
Oh my gosh, seriously.
Yes, that 50 cents adds up.
They're protecting progenitor research sites.
For every two rolls of zebra, you could have 3 rolls of normal.
The logs are entangled in such a way that decryption requires we
What?
gather all of
Don't
them.
need to turn on.
Welcome to Canadian Budgeting 101.
Facilities are
Max!
and need to be
Where are you
powered on
going?
before we can access
Sounds like
them.
similar to Norway.
You don't need me that much, but you do need me.
Can I shoot him?
Catching up life support, but it's not helping power breakers.
Alright, I'm being tortured. This isn't fair.
Emotional damage.
Close the door. Why is door not closing? What is happening here?
Airlock
Open. There you go. Okay. Close you.
Back, gunner.
Oh my goodness.
I'm the one who's going outside now. So
Yes, you are Scav.
Yep.
yeah, that's my job.
The worst part
Oh,
is
suffering is
I
real.
even seen
Power grid
like a
down.
grappling being used, but it didn't register that, you know, so to look to make sure we still had a gunner.
That someone can change the gunner now, isn't it? Or is it?
They would have to leave and come back in. It's just a whole thing in
Okay.
itself.
Nah, it's fine.
So we need a brain.
Look, we don't want to go past time anyways.
Thruster boost is fully charged. Helm cruise mode online.
Activate that real quick because I need to respond to my mother because that's just kind of funny.
Please not eat the chat.
No, she sent me a text. My family does not support my streaming.
Ah, that's bad.
Oh, we might actually have a black point for the last hour or so.
Yeah, he said he was on his way home back at 7:30.
No point for me to look at the clock. Because it is almost 1 o'clock at night here.
mode offline.
I'm sleepy. Everything alright there, Rex?
Hmm?
Was everything alright?
Oh yeah. It's just more people telling me that my old workplace is hiring, and I know right down to the T that they can't be hiring until at least next month, or they've got their union to deal with. Because they are still in the range of having to call people back. So if they are hiring without calling people back, that's a union infraction. At least for on the floor.
Empty. No.
How's it going up there, Viking?
Ooh, yeah. So far, so good. Scanning. Looking for the door.
Like, yeah, it's a whole thing. Because, and I have already put my name back in at that place.
Yeah.
There you go. Yep. More. Okay.
Gravity Scoop has retrieved an item.
I don't see anything more here. Upside. Look
No,
over
it's one of those things where they've kind of burned some bridges with the stupidity they've pulled.
Yeah. No, nothing more.
Yeah. Firing people and then wanting
Fabricator has
new
learned
people
a new
immediately is never really a good look,
Alloys
unless
added
the
to
people that you fired were genuinely...
Oh, no, shock. It was... Now, keep in mind, part of it is economy-based, but they went from... When they hired me,
Power
what,
overload.
3 years ago, Queen?
Act now to
They
avoid
were
system
just starting back up their afternoon shift. I was there for a year,
Power
and they
network
went,
tolerance.
we've got so much work. We need to turn this skeleton crew of a afternoon shift that kind of like puts out for the part that is needed to keep things moving to a full factory shift to 6 months later canceling the afternoon shift, putting everyone onto days and finding spots for them to by the end of that year laying off probably about 200 people to now about almost I'm over a year, and I was probably about mid in these layoffs. They were laying people off that were getting close to 5 years there.
Yeah, that sucks. That really sucks.
Like, on top of that, they had some other stuff go on that was like really, a lot of which was on the union side of like, are you fucking kidding me, you guys? Why are we choosing this to fight over?
Unions can sometimes be more harm than good. It really depends on the situation.
Yeah, well, and the whole concept behind it generally ended up leading to people that were hired at a certain rate basically being let go. They gave some other reasons to why, but honestly, you look at the paperwork and the owner wanted to bring the starting wage up. Kill the top one there, Viking. And we'll just sit over above.
Biomass
The top
added
turret.
to stores.
The owner wanted to bring the starting wage up to compete with things like McDonald's, because we were like, you could start at McDonald's and... Okay, who's gonna be on the gun here? We need someone on the gun.
What? Good. Okay, I'll get on the gun. Sorry, I didn't.
Kill that top one, because if Viking turns on that power, we're gonna get blasted. Hold up on the power until we got this top one destroyed there, Viking.
Yeah.
So basically, you could go work building like modular housing for, I think it was at the time, 18 an hour to start. Or you could go flip McDonald's, like burgers at McDonald's for $20 an hour. What one are you gonna do?
Yeah.
The spirit rises.
So they wanted to raise it up,
Type printed. Rebirth protocol success.
and the union reps and that, while the owner was overseas trying to negotiate contracts for more business, were barging into the office, yelling, screaming, and everything else,
Airlock open.
and caused a whole big scene over this, essentially.
So yeah, that's sad. But the union was angry that people were
It
going to
was-
get paid more.
Basically, it was a few months
power
of...
on.
Yeah, turn the power on, we're good now. Several months of back and forth, which turned out to be
Access to the secure
what some people were already hired at,
Beware.
being a lesser rate than being allowed to be paid, and those who were there longer getting paid more.
Undoubtedly invested.
That was the whole... The guys that were ready to retire were not happy that they weren't getting paid as much, and everyone else was starting with a little more.
Our power system is
It's just
overtaxed, and one of the circuit
inflation.
breakers has failed.
Yeah, I don't. That's. I mean, it is kind of weird if they didn't increase everyone's wages equally, but at
Here's
the
the
same time, I
thing.
do get
That
if
place
they're starting.
had a policy every year around Christmas time. Didn't matter. They look at how much rates have changed and give everyone an increase based off of that.
Yep, Home Depot used to do the
So-
same. They stopped doing that recently, and they've been in the dump since. The company makes a ton of money, and the employees all suck now. I'm being real honest about it.
Like it's a whole
Yeah,
thing on
I-
its own. Like
Yeah.
the job market around here fucking sucks. And basically, that's the only place around here that hires a good majority of people for this town, but also is a non-rotational shift work. The only other place is rotating shifts, which would not allow for me to continue streaming because of the fact of 1 week I'd be on days, next week I'd be on afternoons, and the week after that I'd be on nights. And it would cycle.
Added to ship stores.
That's why, as much as I give Viking shit for all the gifted subs, I do also appreciate it.
One quick
Just-
look, and, yeah.
Oh wait, that's.
Just make sure, and this goes for everyone in chat, that doesn't just go for Viking. If you're going to support, pay the bills first. You're welcome to support my ass, but I don't want your ass on the street.
Data shard inserted.
And honestly,
Processing
I
content.
don't think any content creator wants
All
that to
data
be the
shards have been
case.
collected. Transmitting a full copy of the contained data to Medem Command now.
Or at least any respectable one.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's I could think of one or two that probably wouldn't care, but
Yeah, but those are the ones that it's like, okay,
Our power system is over.
A,
and one of the
why do you even do this? And B, why do people follow you?
arrived.
You are
Yeah.
a special brand of toxicity that we do not
I
need.
think it was
Yeah,
that girl that went on a
no,
rant.
hang on.
Oh, are you
Oh,
talking about the one that was like, streamers take time out of their day to sit here and talk with you, so how dare you go to the washroom or take breaks?
Airlock.
Yeah, and she was mad that they were not giving her money.
Yeah, I
Beyond just like the washing. Yeah.
That-
Which
that
I
was
think
a-
is like-
I had a whole fucking rant about that even then.
I can
And
imagine.
yes,
Yeah, don't
I
think
called her,
anyone agreed
like,
with her.
I was sitting there going, what the fuck is your problem? Like, I'm sorry, if that's your outlook, get the fuck out of here, because we don't need that shit.
Yeah.
Alright,
Scoop has
then
retrieved
let's get out of here.
Well,
don't
for that,
die.
we need to get the drive charged.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, but I would sooner have
Okay,
like
go.
integrity
10 lurkers than, you know, have that level of toxicity. I
Yeah.
really don't care. I would, because
3,
look at the
1.
not everyone is going to find what you're playing completely engaging. Not every game is going to necessarily pull people in that way. And for some people, they've got kids. They enjoy games, they enjoy the content creators, so they want to support them. But they've got kids to look after. They've got family members to look after. It could be the thing that a couple do to spend time together.
As the hollow infestation expands within Metin's territory,
And upgrade the fabricator.
conduits in every sector they
Okay.
invade.
Hold on, because this is for a level 2 brain.
Enable the hollow to sense and respond to
If we,
dangerous threats.
so if we can hold on to as many as we can, we can theoretically scrap this brain and then print it off at a level 2 again. So we know it and then have it at the same tier.
To protect the remainders.
Shall we repair first, or just yeah,
Well, repair, yes, but like don't do anything that like don't eat a good chunk of the alloys. Is what I'm saying.
Okay, so.
Can someone hop on the gun? We've got a mine coming in, at least.
Yeah.
You got that Viking? Okay.
Where? There we go.
Okay.
There we go.
Keep alloy use to a minimum.
Miner there, and we good.
Like,
major hull breach. Okay.
honestly, oh, I want to say it was a streamer by the name of R.I.P. Mika who said it the best. I want to say it was them that said it the best. But it's not the people that can subscribe every month and that's it that helped make doing streaming possible as a full-time thing. It's the people that can subscribe every month and gift that really make the difference.
Hull repaired. Integrity above 80%.
Because all anyone really has to do, and I heavily air quotes that has to do, because nobody has to do anything. Like, you could sit there, watch, no subscription, and it wouldn't change anything. The sun would still rise and set the same every day. But it's the people that can sit there and give that little bit more every month that really helps make the bills get paid.
Yeah.
Like, yes, the ones that can just subscribe and keep those subscriptions for years on end, for instance, they're essentially locking in at that amount's coming in for the streamer. But that little bit more helps so much. Like, in my own sense, I've done the calculations. I roughly need to sit at an average of like 255 tier 1 subscriptions a month to really set this in the sense of, okay, this is my job because this is paying at what roughly a Canadian minimum wage job is. I'm not expecting that from one person, but I'm also not delusional enough to go, hey, I've got an average viewership of, say, 4.0. I'm going to have that level of subscriptions every month because I have that average viewership. I'm maybe going to see that average subscription base as a lock-in if I ever get to the point where I'm roughly sitting at, like 2K viewers on the regular. Maybe even 10K viewers.
I'll be right back.
Because at the end of the day, 9 times out of 10, your viewers aren't gonna have the money to subscribe or give bits or whatever.
Yeah.
And honestly, with how things are right now for the world financially, it's made even less likely.
Yep, nobody's got money.
And like, that's not even like getting into politics, that's just stating the thing.
Yeah, stating the obvious.
And it's kind of part of the reason why I sit there and I go, like, you guys don't have to do anything, but I question, oh, you run an ad blocker. Well, you do realize if that technically, especially for myself, who really doesn't like even doing that, because I feel like it's kind of I have a very strange look at it. I look at running ads on a more regular basis is punishing the majority because the majority can't subscribe.
Hull integrity below 90%.
Like, now, that in mind, if I was at the point where I was doing it, I was like, okay, no, I can do this as my job, full time, it's paying the bills, everything's handled. And I was streaming then for, 6 hours or so, like 8 hours on the regular. If I was tying the lines, I might bump it up, but, and there is a massive bump on this, I would also be sitting there and going, okay, and this is actually taking a page from another content creator that I do kind of look up to and watched for a long ass time. Viking, you will probably recognize the name because of the fact of you've got Bert's emotes. This is taking a page from Gassie's book of where quite regularly when he has ads run, he pauses the game. He uses that as a time to get up, go to the washroom, pause the game, sit with chat, whatever. So
that's a good way to do it, yeah.
Our power system is operating above.
Because that's what's always frustrated me about watching streams is that you get on and you like
you
say,
miss
hey,
stuff
how's
with the ads.
doing?
Proximity mines approaching.
Yep, and then like the streamer says something to you, and all of a sudden there's an ad playing, and you
Yeah.
can't even hear what they were saying to you. And yeah.
Yep. And then you've got things like Twitch putting like inserting extra ads.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not so against their advertisement method when it's just they shrink down the player a little.
Hull integrity below 60%.
Like,
It's a lot.
No more void.
I much prefer it to.
for fuck's sakes,
Okay,
holy
now I just-
garages.
Can't see the stream at all.
Yeah, well,
Oh my,
Medic
it's
supply
down there.
drop incoming.
yeah, I see the elite. Honestly, if
Jump signature detected.
in all honesty, I would sooner have it in the sense of
I died.
yeah, because we're getting fucking bombed to hell. We are not having some good runs here. We got a lot of fucking bombers on the run here, and things are not getting taken out.
I'm trying.
Well, like,
Hull integrity below 10%.
if Twitch
Like, wait,
wanted to sit there and go, we're going to insert extra ads, but we're only going to insert extra ads that shrink the player down that little bit, I'd be fine with it. The problem is that I have is a lot of the times I've come across the extra ad insertion is actual put player off to the side. You no longer hear the stream at all. You hear ad.
Yep. The natural issue is that the ads are designed to pull your attention, to get your attention so you pay attention to the ad more than advertising. Which is the opposite of what the streamer wants, which is you paying attention to the stream and engaging with the stream.
Okay.
And
Here's something
It's
funny
like
about
it's
that
fun.
there, Shock. I have actually had my attention pulled to what the advertisement is way more with those shrink the player down a little bit ads than I have the other ones. Because those other ads are things like car commercials and stuff like that. I don't have a driver's license. I couldn't give two fucks about that stuff. The ones that
Yeah.
are with the shrunk down player, Razer products, Logitech
Yeah,
products, stuff I'm
that's-
actually interested in.
Amazon is showing you stuff that they know that you have purchased in the past and are...
Here's the funny part about
Yep,
that.
yep.
I don't actually order that stuff off Amazon.
So you don't have to order it from Amazon for Amazon to know about it.
I'm aware. I
Those-
think
a lot of
Googling it, or the,
companies
the
sell
AI
their-
overlords just listening in. Yes, I'm aware. Okay.
Yeah. Well, yeah,
This is
I'll
not
Google
going
it.
good, so we're gonna... Viking, if you want to go back to Scav, we'll go with the Lone Sentry.
Yeah, I picked that one, so.
Yeah, we definitely need a Lone Sentry. We could do one more run. Oh, sorry, I'm tired tonight. I
No,
wanna
you're
be here, but-
fine. It's been one of those weeks for me. But it's funny. We're having shit runs, but we're having great conversation.
Yeah, you do, but not right.
Well, see, Viking, this is one of the things that kind of drew me in with American Truck, is I take a contract with all my DLC, so I'd be doing one run the whole stream. But we'd have conversations like this.
Yeah.
Like, it's one of those things where a big part of what I kind of aim for is having that back and forth, whether it's having a couple of just, join me in voice chat for some games, or, just we're on a straightaway, so, I'm just driving down the road on a straightaway, so I can take those glances to see, what's being said in chat. It's also why I kind of have the look on it as I don't want to have any topic tabooed, but it all comes down to how we handle it.
Yeah.
I taboo the way it's handled, not the way, what we talk about. Because, like, right as I said there, with the OCD thing, the way I understand it, and the way I've known to look at it, is this way, where by the end of it, it's like, shit, I didn't even realize that was a way.
Yeah, being able to share different viewpoints is different than just debating politics.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Staying on the one side or both sides?
Put all the brains on the one side, have the scoop on the front. Like,
Yeah.
Oh.
Because that's it. I find the best way to fertilize and grow toxicity is letting that kind of dig your heels in mentality grow. If that makes sense.
If everyone becomes afraid to share their own viewpoint, they're gonna band together and create groups and yeah.
Well, not only that, but if people feel that just talking about something to better understand it is going to be met with "you're wrong, nothing you say is right," they're not going to even open that door. Where if you're willing
get yelled
to,
at for asking a genuine question.
where if you go to open that door, and
Alloys added to ship's stores.
to quote,
Do you have
like Tiffany's, a place where everyone knows your name, like you're welcomed in, you're more likely to grow as, like, we're likely to grow as a community and therefore a society, because nobody has
3, 2,
shunned.
People don't have to agree with each other to
No.
understand each other. And
Exactly.
You can get along just fine if you understand each other.
You can get along just fine with different viewpoints as long as you're willing to sit there and understand what the other person sees.
Yeah.
3,
Do
2,
they have another power source or?
Probably wouldn't hurt to turn that into a generator, yeah. Wait, do we have a scoop? Yeah, we have a
Yeah,
scoop.
scoop is front.
Or
For the emergence of the Hollow,
hear me out here.
would be considered fitting
We start by,
elements power.
let me just double check on this before.
Survival has no mention of we shall claim these artifacts and
We have artifacts here.
Yeah.
So how about we hold off on making a power plant, because the last thing we want is to necessarily hit this place and get the artifact we need.
Yeah.
Because we'll get 15 from scrapping it. So that's the 30 we need to print one, right?
power overload. Circuit breakers.
And with
Act now.
3 of yous, 1 can technically babysit the fuses. Let's be honest.
I volunteer for fuse duty.
Limited brain function, just pull lever.
Yes. Red light bad, pull lever, green light good. Happy.
In other words, Macabolt.
In other words, Shock has the mentality of wind up monkey with symbols.
It works for me.
Like, that's also why, and Shock, you probably know kind of what I'm referring to. There has been incidences that I've caught wind of in my own Discord that very much was kind of stick in the mud, where it's like, you know what? From what I hear, someone else kind of addressed it, and I feel they did a good job, so I don't need to. Why would I need to add in to an issue if someone I can trust has theoretically already addressed it? off of that one. Therefore, unless it's another
I'm gonna tell you,
issue,
Scout.
then I've got to get involved.
Airlock. Open. Egg-type has left the ship.
Post
Where are
quarters,
we? Oh, you're out there for the.
Mega Bomb, and forward emissary.
Okay, just grab one. Whatever one it's pointing at, just take that one.
Hello.
Like,
Wait, do you have a cape? What? I mean, that's like. Well, I guess that's not really a cape.
I was just
It's like a.
Huh?
your shoulder
got like
pads, I
a-
think, give you like a cape, or one of your pieces give you like a cape. I think it's the
Yeah.
neck piece. Just Shock, you just need to play more and get lucky.
Apparently.
So, Viking, you have to
Yeah,
grab
more
the
damage
Humoku.
or less rate or
None of them are sticking out as one that we're gonna use. We're just using it for the alloy.
Yeah, just grab one.
Okay.
Airlock. Open.
Pick a letter that starts with A and go with it.
Right.
so standing ready when I.
I'm waiting for Blackpoint to join the chat and be all like super hyped and.
I mean, there's times for that. Like, another way I like to look at things too is I would say I'm fairly chill. But if I've got to get up, and I refer to that too as like, and like I've got to deal with something, it's not gonna be a good time. I don't want to have to be that person. I want to sit back, chill with the rest of you. But
Yeah.
if I've got to get up, it's gonna get addressed, and people are not gonna be happy.
That's how I am with my nephews. Like I'm the fun uncle that'll just play with you, but
Oh,
I
I
actually do some.
so it's funny you say that, Shock, because I have told both my own kids and my little cousins that things can go one of two ways. I can be your best friend or your worst enemy.
Okay.
You decide.
Alloys added
Power.
to ship stores. Power network open.
And the amount of looks I've gotten from kids on when they've heard me say that is hilarious.
So create a
Hostile
power
reinforcement
generator
pod
cell.
detected. Destroy
Or-
biomass added
Uh,
to ship
Wait
stores.
for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, which we already
Like-
did. Already did.
Yeah. Like,
We're too late. Hostile reinforcements. are in
did you guys get what I mean by the
Sorry,
I can
Dave.
be your best friend or your worst enemy, you decide when it comes to dealing with kids?
Oh yeah.
Power network
I got-
operating.
Well, it's
I
kind
think
of like when you have to discipline a child and they get really upset, and it's like, well, I wouldn't have to be
It's
angry with you if you just cooperated.
yeah, well, and that's it. It's literally explained in that sense. You listen and that we can sit there, play games, have fun, do whatever.
Added to ship stores.
Like within reason. It's as long as you like listen.
Hostile
But you
reinforcement
wanna
pod
misbehave,
detected.
not
Destroy
listen.
before it finishes.
And all that,
Yeah.
then I've got to put on the like I've got to be the parental unit, and well, you're not going to be happy. It's-
Pirate or wait for it.
Hmm?
Right.
Anomalous
Now,
jump signature.
what's sad is when it goes from having to do that with children to adults, and you're like, okay.
Yeah,
Gravity scoop has retrieved an item.
because it's funny. Everyone sat there and went, gentle parenting, gentle parenting, gentle parenting. How dare you? Like, how dare you even like give them a
You never
glare
discipline a
or
child.
you know?
They never learn.
Well, no. Here's the thing. Gentle parenting means that you can doesn't mean you can't discipline or even raise your voice or anything like that. It's more of the you do the things that they want to do when they're showing that they've earned it in the sense of they've acted properly.
Right.
They're
Reward
misbehaving
them.
and having a meltdown in the store. That is not the gentle parenting that everyone follows of you let them have the meltdown. No, that does nothing.
Yeah.
You nip that right then and there, but they've been good and behaved in the store. We go to the park. We go to Dairy Queen.
Yep. You go piece of candy or something.
Yeah.
Yep.
Where I'm not saying, give them the belt. We're not Neanderthals here. However, doing nothing is why here in Canada it has gotten to the point of where even CAS is like, okay, no, we've enforced things too much and taken kids away for what was classified at the time as, like, they looked at it as beating children. When
the same issue with CPS here, which is basically the equivalent.
So they have changed the rules to where, like, you can, give them a smack on the butt within reason. It's now not a
beating a child and spanking them.
Well, I don't even like going that far. Like, I really don't like this. Like, getting physical is not going to do anything. I really don't like it either. But like,
there's very specific situations where it's necessary.
Yeah. Well, and like working with, like, look at game development, for instance. Everyone sits there and goes, oh, this game is garbage because it doesn't work on my system. Meanwhile, your system is like 0.1 of a variable of configuration of all the systems in the world. There's not going to be a
not
one.
all children are going to react the same way to the.
Wait.
Yep.
But yeah, let's get the drive charged.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nope.
Okay, go.
This is the problem with the deep, long conversations, is they do kind of take
We're
over.
so distracted.
Well, like, I would not say at any means that anyone who's parenting is a bad parent. There is just kids that are more problematic than others.
Yeah.
Like,
I was definitely one of them.
well, like, so the crew I deal with, like, my kids as well. When me and Queen started, they pushed their limits left and right. Now, I can look at them, and they pretty much do the,
I'm going to repair. So.
Well, and a lot
okay,
of times
I need to pull this in.
Yeah, a lot of times children tend to push limits with people, with new people, to see how far they can get with things before they get stopped. Which is why you have to draw a line, because otherwise they'll continue to push the limit.
Well, and you don't have to draw the line of, beating a child. But
Exactly.
like, the middle child, which is what, Queen, about grade 5? You can literally look at him
Great work.
and go and ask him, why do we need to be careful of saws? And he will tell you, a saw will not care.
I'm back.
It will cut through wood just like it will your fingers. Does that make me a bad parent? Or have I installed the severity of what can happen if you don't respect that object?
Upgrade.
Yep. Well, that's what. Not to get into the whole debate with it, but a good example of that is whether our opinions on it aside, people that have firearms in their house, it is very important to teach children to respect firearms.
Oh,
And
very
it's
much.
not about making them afraid of them. It's about making them understand what they can do, so that they don't see them as toys to mess with.
Oh, very much. So it's funny you bring that up because like Canada's gun laws are different than the US's, which is different than Australia's, which is different from the UK's, which is like everyone is different no matter how you slice it. But like for me growing up with like going out camping and that with my family, a big part of my childhood, I would sum up to I had a fillet knife in one hand because I would go out and do things like fishing and that, and a BB gun in the other. Because at a young age, I was taught how to respect. I could take the severity
You
of
could
it.
be trusted with it, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where with our crew, I haven't seen the signs to sit there and go, I can take the boys, and we can have a fun afternoon of shooting cans. We're not even talking like hunting.
Yeah.
We're talking
There's
Egg type is
But
commencing EVA.
way I see it,
Yeah, you have to
because
judge.
even the oldest doesn't show signs of the maturity that I feel is needed in that. I can't trust them to say, shoot one of the siblings, one of the other ones, because they said something.
Yeah.
Even though it's
You
just
gotta-
like a BB.
That can still hurt you.
Well, it's heavily
Especially in
air
China.
quoted. It's just a BB. But like, we're also comparing a BB gun in this situation to a
Yeah.
proper firearm.
Well, and if they can't use the BB gun safely, you wouldn't trust them with the significantly more dangerous items.
Exactly. Like, it's funny because I remember quite regularly down at camp, my dad sitting there with his buddies doing things, like shooting pop cans and that with the BB gun, and like me talking shit because they couldn't hit it, and then me showing them up.
Nice.
Like right down to the fact of when I did cadets. Like I did air cadets for a couple of years. When we did
that's
one of
nice.
the
You guys have an
weekend
RCCP
camping trips, they brought out the BB guns and went, "Hey, we don't expect you guys to do well because the sights haven't been zeroed in yet." I was one of the best shots there because the BB gun that my dad had was a old one that was found in like a barn and never had proper sights. Like the sights could not be zeroed anymore and done properly. So it was, I took my first shot, seen how it was, and then kind of really brought it in.
Nice.
Like,
Which I mean, that's how you do on-site sighting with those kinds of guns. Obviously, that's a BB gun is a bit different, but
okay, but and God forbid I look at it this way. I'm gonna put a scenario out there. Skills like that. Society collapses, something happens, where we end up being like essentially stone aged and have to like forage for our foods and that. How many kids or even young adults
Added to ship's stores.
know how to shoot like that? How to deal with
Yeah, very, very few.
that can very
Well, that's what-
easily become a basic survival tactic. And honestly, the thing that could cause it to happen is as simple as a fucking strong enough solar flare. We don't even need to talk about a nuclear war or an EMP level event. Yes,
They're
society could have that happen,
Yeah.
but
But it doesn't need to be that bad for it to
It doesn't.
all go crashing down.
it
yeah.
really doesn't. Because there is a factor in our universe that we look to every single day that is a wild card that has the potential to cause it.
I'm back.
Yeah.
I see that, Viking. Scrap the decoy, because we can print more off.
Learning.
Like,
Fun fact about solar flares. This is completely unrelated. You can bounce radio waves off of it. So amateur radio.
well, that's the thing.
Use
The
can
solar radiation,
use
from
them
what
for
I
damage.
understand, if a solar flare
Fabricator
fires on the right side of the planet, like off the sun, with enough strength, can disrupt radio signals,
Yes.
knock out
The same
electronics.
as-
Like, it would essentially take us back to the medieval.
People don't understand, like, even like large storm fronts affect radio waves. And they don't realize that 90% of their daily life revolves around things that require the transmission of radio waves.
So,
And, yeah, it's a big thing.
Shock,
And that's
you
just
might-
the radio wave side of things.
I'm gonna reference the thing, and I'm pretty sure you are still in the range to understand what I'm talking about. But at one point in time, you could know while driving in a car and listening to the radio when someone was about to get a text message.
Yeah, because it would. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
You know the sound.
I've not heard it in person because I've not been around radios
Gravity Scoop has
like
retrieved
that
an item.
for quite a while.
Here's the thing.
But I do know exactly what you're talking about.
It didn't even have to be a radio. I recall sitting at my computer or being like by my speakers by my computer with my phone just in front of me because I had one of those pull-up antennas. And the speakers themselves would react to the radio waves.
Yep.
It was an
it's the thing where
electronic
people would
field
hear-
with the radio, like to the speakers itself,
They-
because it's a whole.
They could hear radio broadcasts if they walked up to broadcasting towers.
Make sure the
Because
area
they
is
could,
secure,
like, they had
then
their
you
braces
can
would
engage the target.
reverberate the
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
Structural
Viking,
systems
you're up.
reveal an
Viking,
asset
you're
that
up.
is in poor condition.
Touche.
You'll need to do some repairs to gain access.
Like,
Oh,
with the
right.
way the modern, I don't even want to say modern, because at this point you pretty much got to go back to like this. I want to say 90s. You might be safe on, but with the rate on which vehicles rely on a computer to do even the simplest parts of the
Yeah.
combustion engine. If we had a solar flare that essentially, air quotes, Stone Aged us, there goes 90% of vehicles today. There goes
Yeah.
email. There goes computer. Anything unprotected, and by that I mean the sense of like lead plating to absorb the electromagnetic fielding to protect the electronics, which outside of maybe armored vehicles, the modern electronic does not have the level of protection needed. They will be fried.
There's actually a growing conversation politically right now that they're wanting to create basically an organization that will obviously this is specifically for America, but I'm sure this conversation is.
Are you about to tell me that someone is trying to figure out how to create the Brotherhood of Steel or the Enclave?
No. They're just wanting to set up basically so that there are government facilities that are protected against things like solar flares and stuff like that. So if that ever did happen, we would have at least something to work from.
So the Enclave, it was literally a vault that was built for political protection for the government to rise from again.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah, and when you put it like that, yeah, that is pretty much what.
Like in its core, that's what the Enclave was.
Hopefully, it doesn't turn into the Enclave, but.
Yeah. Everything you've got to think of things though. Everything has two sides of a coin. There is always going to be two sides. We always look at the good side and hope it's going to be. But I think the scoop got turned off with the pulse.
Yeah, I think so.
But likelihood is it's not gonna go that way because someone's gonna power trip.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Like,
Gravity scoop has retrieved lore signals.
I hate to say it, but
They'll jump in ahead of the freighter.
if I was to sit there
Destroy the escort
with,
system.
say, $1,000 and in, say, Vegas, and the bet was, okay, society is going to collapse.
Alloys added to ship stores.
What do you bet on is going to be the outcome? I'm going to put it all on someone's going to power trip. Because society is, like, humanity is 9 times out of 10 sadly going to have that issue. It's just a sad fact of life because a lot of people,
Alloys added to ship
we
stores.
don't end up with, and this is gonna possibly go over some people's head because they won't understand the reference at first, just hold in with me. Most people aren't going to have the Naruto way of looking at things.
I really love that. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Those who know what I'm talking about know just by saying. But what I mean by that is Naruto sat there and in later on teachings from Jiraiya, he had a very much the look of not that violence can't happen, but unnecessary violence just breeds more violence.
Yeah, I agree.
Like he was one of the few people that in that series that honestly, with all of his power, he could take anyone out. But his strongest ability was his charisma.
Retrieved an item.
Well, yeah, and that was the thing, is that that's what ultimately gave him the ability to control his
Attention.
power in the
Large
first
jump
place,
signature
was
detected.
his willingness to use it the right way.
Look at other people's way of
Stores.
things. Like what sticks out and fucking to this day fucking hurts. And I'm going to keep it vague for those who have not seen it because I know I'm not gonna give it justice. But for those who know, will know. Jiraiya versus Pain. And the results
Yeah.
of that. And
Yeah.
what happened
Yeah.
afterwards of Naruto versus Pain. And the fact that he was
That was such a good episode, just that all on its own.
well, it's not only just that. Look at it in the sense of
Gravity scoop has retrieved an item.
out of everything that went on, Naruto had every right to essentially go the Sasuke route,
Ship's biomass stores are filled up nicely.
but he didn't.
No one would have thought poorly of him if he had
Yeah.
at that point.
Thruster boosts fully charged.
And that's
Alloys added to
the other thing on that is even looking at the Sasuke arc and him as a character.
Hostile reinforcement call.
He was all set on vengeance because this is the picture that everyone had painted. This is what happened. And when he succeeded on that, the veil finally got pulled.
It's too late.
And by the time you get into,
Jump signature detected.
like, we're talking from Naruto to Naruto Shippuden, all the way up to eventually Boruto, it has turned to where Sasuke has had multiple, basically, crises of beliefs because he was set in what he thought was right, what he knew was right, and followed through, to find out afterwards with a tidbit of information that it was completely wrong, and therefore
He
learned.
was misled by a multitude of people.
Not only was he misled, but because of the outcomes, him himself wouldn't have agreed with what happened. Not let alone the fact that he was the one who did it. It didn't sit right with him. Like, I very much enjoy the Naruto series. I still haven't to this day fucking finished the goddamn thing. I got to the next great ninja war, where they're dealing with like Toby and all that, and that
Right.
there's some mind fuckery in there that I just had to
All I
step
will
back
say
for a
is
minute.
that it gets a little annoying to me because they constantly do like constant flashbacks. Like every character has a flashback, like every episode, and it kind of drives me a little up the wall.
Yes, but here's the thing on that. A lot of that, after when you first see it, is necessary character arc. Okay, Viking, you can back in the ship.
Yeah,
We're ready to go.
As the flesh falls away.
Oh, you just like.
Oh, now he's back in the ship apparently. Okay.
No!
Viking, you were supposed to, still breathe.
Yeah, I know!
Let's get the drive charged. Like, I have the first 220 episodes on DVD, plus the movies and the movies for Naruto Shippuden.
That's what I would like to have on DVD.
Like,
the big casters recycle or haven't learned it.
let's get the drive charged here first, guys. We got 4 minutes on the reclaimer.
Yeah.
Like,
You ready?
Yep.
Go.
Void jump escape.
actually, that is something that we can get back to doing too, Queen, is watching Naruto with the kids. Yes, I've actually been introducing the kids to anime. Say what you will about it, but there's a lot of life lessons in there.
There's good anime. I don't ever want to be the guy that's like, oh, there's no such thing as a good anime. It's just
But
there's
wait.
so much of it now that's just mass-produced trash, in my opinion, that it's hard. You have to like slog through it. But that's with any TV shows at
Well-
this point, honestly.
Yeah, a lot of shows as grab handful of pasta, throw at wall, and oh, that stuck? Mass produce that. We don't have a plan.
Yeah,
I don't care.
Facility in this sector.
But like Naruto
Tasked with investigating
was really good, and it was one of the first ones to do a lot of what it did.
assassin state.
In the way that it did it. There was shows before.
Can we
it
get
that
two
did
sanctifieds
stuff
for
like
the back of the ship?
Yeah, just on my
I'll be
way.
right back.
Okay.
Jack, did you take this one?
Um,
Another one? Just wait with, if you're gonna watch more anime, don't take Full Metal, not yet.
Airlock.
what, Full Metal Alchemist?
Eggplant
Yeah.
has left the ship.
Which one are you referring to?
The ship's
Because
power
I
systems
have, I have already gone through the full series of Full Metal Alchemist. I
anomalous jump
went
signature
and
detected.
tried to watch
Hull
Full Metal
repair.
Alchemist
Integrity
Brotherhood,
above 60%.
but I found it to just be like there was slight differences, but not enough where when I went to watch it just after Full Metal Alchemist. I was like, I'm just
There you go.
watching the same thing again in a different art
Yeah,
style.
you kind of have to wait a while before you can watch the second
Yeah.
series. I know what you're saying.
Yeah, but
It's
like,
definitely certain
For in-
Brotherhood is really good, but yeah, you can't really watch it back to back.
yeah. Well, at this time it was like I moved to a different city, have enough to pay for rent and really not much else, so didn't have internet and stuff like that. So it was okay. I have friends that, you know, acquire videos of different ways of that time, and I have an external hard drive, so throw on what you can so we've got things to watch, because we don't have cable, we don't have internet, we don't have...
What's getting so much power?
Probably the brains.
I'm gonna make a completely wild and off the wall.
If we have a level
baseless
2
version.
fabricator, let's make some
Yeah,
level
that'd
2
be
powers
good.
for them. If they don't
Yeah,
have
so, okay,
powers on them
power.
right now, get them power reductions.
Even if we don't die before 9, we should probably still call the stream,
Yeah.
or at least from the Void Crew perspective of.
Yeah, like,
Fire rate Mark 2. Or
Gravity Scoop has retrieved an item.
because like, kind of looping back into there. One of the things I think I like most about Naruto is like, you look at a lot of
The ship's power
last
system
fuse, guys. Someone needs to hit those breakers.
breakers to trip.
Queen can
Yeah,
get
I
that.
don't know.
The Queen's
Oh, no,
AFK.
she's AFK.
Protected.
Okay, Vikings
Um,
getting that.
Blue Hole
for-
allocated.
Fuck's sakes.
Alloys added to ship stores. We have gathered a
Right.
substantial amount of alloys.
what?
Biomass added to ship
Oh, just
stores.
stuff falling that really shouldn't have fucking fallen. And is going to be quite the little cleanup here, which I can't deal with right now. But like,
But
one of the things I think I like most with Naruto is you don't just have major growth moments with the main character.
Alloys added to ship stores.
All of the characters grow. Yep.
And like, not just little growth moments.
It's the whole series.
Well,
Yeah.
it's not just in like the whole series, because like you can take, for instance, the Chunin exams.
The ship's power system is under strain.
It
Um,
The
doesn't
circuit
quite
breakers is
really
malfunctioning.
sink in on what happened in that early episode, like season 1 events, the impact that those events had on Gaara personally, until
Much later.
first episode of like Naruto Shippuden, I feel, is when it really painted
Yeah,
the
you
full
start to
picture.
like, oh, this actually changed this person. Yeah.
Well, you have the moments of like where it's like a mission with Gaara and they're talking and just his whole outlook and how it changed from that one moment. At this point,
Yeah.
what, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, and how his whole complete, basically he had a crisis of belief, for lack of
It
better
forced
way
him
to
question the way that he viewed everything. It completely changed how he lived. Yeah. Oh, my leg
Like-
just fell asleep. That's not good.
And of course, yeah, know what? Sure. I'm mentioning this growth moment. Side character and main character. Yeah, no surprise that happened. You know, it involves Neji and Hinata. Neji's look on the Hinata clip. One second. like Neji's look on the Hyuga clan, and how he looked at his own clan for what had happened and everything, and the events of that afterwards, of his uncle handing him a scroll.
Hostile
Yeah,
reinforcement
and
broadcast identified.
That in
Destroy the
itself
source before it's complete.
changed his, like, again, almost like a crisis of belief
Silence
type
them.
moment.
They were so set in their belief, and they thought nothing could change it. And then there was something happened that they were like, "Oh, maybe I was wrong, and this isn't set in stone."
Yeah.
And then they actually grew as a person, and because they had that crisis of belief, they then were more open in the future to learn and grow.
The part that kind of honestly irks me a little bit when I do bring up Neji in that is because later on, when Neji is on his own dealing with the spider guy, and that whole battle, he references back to the tuning exams. Viking, you're up. And how, like, that changed him as a person, and how he views things. And it comes back to the fact of his Neji's fight with Naruto in the tuning exams, and how that opened his eyes.
We need someone to either turn off one of the brains, or Chuck have to go back and forth quick.
I just turned off the scoop.
I was gonna say.
Yeah,
Is
that.
the auto mechanic on?
Possibly, I can go turn it off if it is.
I was gonna say, has anyone checked that? Because we have had some malfunctions happen.
Power network
There we go.
Yes,
That
it is
was
on.
doing it.
Yeah, I turned off one of the brains because the other brain is on, but it has Mark II fire rate.
They might actually. This is probably fine to have them on now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
With
gonna
the
say,
auto mechanic off, it's fine.
the auto mechanic was the
yeah.
one that didn't need to be turned on.
Yeah, honestly, Naruto is more about, like, the show is more about how one person like can change other people's viewpoints just by being a good person themselves.
Well, it's not just that. Like, I kind of love the flashback with Naruto, in the sense of even like I think he kind of clues into it more when they kind of go into detail, because Naruto Shippuden is all about like the tailed beasts and their power, and one group trying to control that power, of just how Jinchurikis, which is the name given to those with tailed beasts inside them, are treated worldwide by all of their villages. And because of it, 90% of them, or even 99% of them, grow to essentially be an exiled ninja, hating their village, like just having all this hatred towards their village and not wanting to. And then you've got Naruto, who at first was kind of that way, like he acted out, seeking attention that way.
Could have very easily gone down a much darker path.
It is painted very clearly when they, I think even in the tuning exams, right down in that early episode of when Naruto is looking at Gaara, Naruto versus Gaara, looking at him, realizing what he is, like not fully understanding, and just realizing the difference between where Naruto was and where he was a fork in the road, and one went left where the other went right.
Hostile reinforcement broadcast identified. Destroy the source before it's completed.
Thankfully, he was able to then pull Gaara back later down.
Well, and it was because of that kind of realization. That was that from Gaara's point of view. It was literally the fact of the village hated him. They seen him as the tailed beast that had destroyed the village years ago, because at this point in time, people's great-great-great-grandparents essentially, like, murdered them and stuff like that.
Anomalous jump signature detected.
and the hatred on the village, because it was banned to be talked about, was just woven in without anyone knowing why.
Yeah.
So it was getting to the point of where the next generation was picking up on it but didn't know the why. Like, they talk about that early on.
Well, ironically, it was kind of a similitude of racism, where you have one group of people that mistreat another.
Let's get this dish
and
running
then
because we got 8 minutes and that needs time to run.
Okay. But
No,
where you
Viking,
have,
like,
like,
get up
the-
and get the dish running is what I'm saying. Well, you're waiting for someone? They need
Yeah,
an extra set of
starting
hands.
now. Oh, he needs another. Oh, okay.
Okay, yeah.
Sorry, I am on my way. Why can I not? Oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
But where people kind of teach their children things, and the children will kind of just mimic it without really knowing why or necessarily even agreeing with it.
Yeah. Like, and it's funny. Like, well, I say it's funny, but like, hear me out on this. It's got a lot of those life lessons in it because it was shown in a sense of people were being discriminated and outcasts, not because of necessarily, in the sense of the Jinchuriki, the color of their skin or their skill level or anything along that line. They were being discriminated because they were chosen to basically hold a nuclear weapon in their body.
One of the most important, if not the most important member of their respective villages.
Yeah. Like, it's hatred through fear is what it became. I think is the
that's why
probably best way to paint that picture accurately, is it was hatred through
If you
fear.
rule through fear, people begin to hate you. And the Jinchuriki were used to rule through fear.
But see, it's the part I love the most is the fact that it didn't matter what the village was, they were all like that. Where
there was like
through
one exception, I think, but it was that one hyper secluded village that was like just completely different from all the other ones.
I was to say nothing sticks out into mind, but like it came down to.
I want to get you to say it because I don't want to spoil.
Yeah, well, and that's it. We're trying to kind of like, I'm going into detail. But I'm going into detail within, like, the first handful of episodes.
Yeah.
Where I kind of feel like a little bit of detail helps paint the picture better. I honestly would encourage people to go watch it or get the manga, however you want to do it. Whatever is your preferred content consumption. Like, part of what kind of really helped, I think, put Naruto down the other path is Iruka.
We've successfully interrupted.
I honestly think, as much as Iruka is a side character that is not really talked about much outside of the odd thing throughout the series, he was a crucial character.
I'm trying to remember
and
which one was Iruka.
And
the name is super familiar.
Yeah, let me finish and it will like you will understand. And it's not a sense of anything necessarily that from the get-go Iruka believed in, but it was a conversation between Iruka and the third Hokage on how Naruto feels outcast. And feels yes, and feels
okay.
Like he's acting out, doing these things, looking for attention because, like you, Iruka, he too was orphaned and has nobody.
Yeah.
And that in itself opened Iruka's eyes to where when he was punishing him, episode 1, after Naruto had painted the faces and he's making Naruto clean it up, he just turns, looks, after kind of remembering this and thinking back on it, looks down to Naruto and, or not even looks down right away, just says, "Hey, after this, do you want to go get some ramen?" And the look on Naruto's face, that moment right there, massive character growth. Because all it was that one little bit of, hey,
Someone was nice to
you
him.
matter, you're not this thing that is inside you. You're not acting out, you're not doing anything to gain attention, like, it is, hey, you want to go get something. You want to go get some. Like, how often after that moment is it like I've come back from a mission and it's, you know, Naruto and Iruka sitting at the ramen shop catching up.
Yeah.
Like, it's that moment, like, they essentially bonded off of the loss of their parents through the fact of sitting to, like,
it gave Naruto someone that he could connect to.
It was the first person to connect to,
where he felt like he couldn't connect to anyone.
Yeah, it was the first person who connected with him. He was the first person that kind of gave him a chance, and even after that, the next big character growth, I want to say, is even in that same episode of when he seals the scroll.
Yeah, don't spoil that though. Don't.
Like, it just later on, and just
for results, yeah.
the conversation that happens in that on the fact of how people look at Naruto. Like, this is all episode 1, people. The picture that is painted just off the grounds of, this is why people look at him this way, this is where this comes from, it is all blown open, and Iruka pretty much turns around and goes, "No, that is not him. He is more than that."
Yes.
And it's
exactly.
those words that were never said before.
It really meant a lot, because it wasn't just about Naruto. It
like,
was,
I can't,
we
like,
can see
I
people
honestly,
for more than what.
I honestly can't help but laugh at that scene, because it just pops back to him and he's the blubbering face, tears, super sad, tears just streaming down his face image of after that is said. But at that point in time,
It's kind of what makes it so touching, though, is that you can tell how deeply it affects them while being a little humorous.
It honestly, I think
They did that
without
really
it,
well in that.
without it though, I don't think it would have the same weight. Like that.
Yeah, if you couldn't see the effect that it had on him, yeah.
I'm not even sure if it's that. Yes, I'm on the way back, Viking. I think the over-exaggeration paints it so keenly. Like, it's one of those
the
moments.
words meant the world to him. It was like an earth-shattering event for him. Go watch it, people. Go watch the show. Even if you just watch the first season or something.
The funny thing is, you want to know where the first season ends?
Doesn't it end right after the whole bridge thing?
No. Well, it's around there. It's like, I think it technically ends with the Naruto and Haku fight.
Yeah, after
Like,
Zabuza, yeah.
Not even end of the fight, actually. I think it technically ends mid-fight. Like, so with the first. Now, keep in mind, when I refer to my mangas, I have the 3-in-1s. So for the first one, I have in the first one, it's 1, 2, and 3. The third one ends, which is about the third series. It ends with the loosening. It ends
Can
with the
we
first
go,
appearance.
or-
Yes.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Like, it literally ends with that moment of Naruto giving in because of what he's seeing.
Isn't the manga and the anime basically shot for shot?
Void jump
No.
destination.
To a degree. So
Yeah.
far from what I've seen, there is slight differences, but we're talking about the difference between driving down a highway and driving on the shoulder.
1.
Like,
Oh, okay.
like things like Shadow Clone Jutsu is not referred to as Shadow Clone Jutsu. Like, it's little things like
Oh.
that.
Just some of the words are different, which some
Yeah.
of that honestly was probably just the adaptation for spoken
Well,
words, 'cause even within the Japanese language, some of
Yeah.
those things are different.
well, and it can be things like just bringing things over to America.
Yeah, and that was a big thing. Well, and that was the other thing that I wish never happened with Pokemon, is all of the little changes they made to, like, westernize Pokemon. Like, they changed, like, the rice balls to donuts and stuff like that. I wish they had,
Here's the
'cause-
funny thing. Not even going to Pokemon. Not even... Seto Kaiba in Yu-Gi-Oh! When he jumps out of the window of his office. In the US, he reacts with the extreme of jumping out the window of his multi-story skyscraper to a finger pointing. A stern finger pointing. The proper scene, they had guns.
Yeah, which that completely changes the... Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I really don't know at what point they thought they needed to, like, westernize everything, but it's really a travesty.
So here's
And
the thing.
There's
With a
some
lot of that,
animes that I
it
just don't watch
is...
because of how Americanized they've done.
It's the idea of someone higher up in the chain of command thinks that people, X person, X group, or whatever, is too sensitive for this thing. So they sit
Yeah.
there and change it to what they think is the better. The problem
Well,
is,
and I don't-
in some cases, the resulting change completely changes the dynamic, but they take
Yeah.
they make that change that is 0.1% of the situation, like in the sense of rice balls being jelly donuts, the finger pointing,
Yeah.
but keep everything else the same. I'm sorry, so you're telling your kids that adults, if guys in big black suits come up with, and are sitting there and give them a stern finger pointing, the proper reaction is jump out the window?
Yeah, and then it makes things seem stupid. Yeah.
Yeah.
The I don't know if you're familiar with the issues with localizers, but there's been a lot of issues where the people will kind of act like activists with their localizations, where they'll change the Japanese meaning of things to like, especially American political stuff, and it completely changes stories, and it's gotten really egregious in some respects.
But at the same time, we were saying we wanted to wrap it around 9. That's part of why we went back to the HUD, which is unfortunate because we got these fucking deep conversations going on. Like, it's
we could
really
probably go
funny.
for another hour, but I need to go get some food.
Well, and here's the funny thing, Shock. That's part of the reason why, even though like you didn't get back to me on if we were doing SnowRunner and that, I didn't
sorry
want
about
to.
that, by the way.
I mean, shit happens, right? That's part of the reason why I have it in place of, okay, your window is usually the day before, but the hour before stream, if I haven't heard, I'm making a plan B and that's what's happening.
Yeah.
that's part of the reason why that's in place, is because you've had 23 hours or whatever to kind of respond or whatever. I mean, in that case, I think it was like 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah. Well, I had forgotten. Technically, you'd given me more notice, and I had forgotten.
Yeah.
And then, yeah.
But it kind of, I schedule things an hour before, and that's part of why, because if I haven't heard from, and I'll even say it on outros too, of like, hey, this is what's gonna, this is loosely what is planned to happen. But
this is the plan. The plan may change.
yes. Well, the way I refer to it is, it's not carved in stone. The stone is there, we've just sprinkled the sand on top with the words. It's saying that this is the plan, this is what we've got planned, this is how it's supposed to go. But it might just need to get wiped. Like, something could happen. But yeah. See, conversations like this, though, is part of the reason why I'm unsure on SnowRunner if I'll necessarily enjoy it because of playing Roadcrafter. I kind of enjoyed it, but I kind of didn't.
I think it'll be a lot more interesting.
With the back and forth, though. With the back and
That can make it a lot
forth.
better.
I think even if I don't care for the game and don't go back to the game, it's still going to be decent.
Yeah.
But anywho.
You wouldn't hate doing that, yeah.
Anywho. Thank you guys for joining. Hopefully, see you guys next week, if nothing else, for the same shit show.
Should do, yep.
I mean, fuck. Shock, you even seen it where I was like, roll call. Oh, fuck, it's Friday? Like,
yeah.
we have those moments. Like, when we say that Rex doesn't really say much outside of this, we literally have a chat that doesn't move outside of a couple hours of one day a week. And that's not because, like, we don't game together. It's just, this is what it's for. We don't really deviate. And that's it.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Alright. But, alright guys, like I said, we're gonna wrap it up here. Hopefully, like, we will be back Monday, hopefully for more American Truck. Because, yeah, Yoshi's a wild card in that one. Like, let's be honest here. So, we'll see how things go there. But, yeah. Till then, guys, don't forget, like, subscribe, follow, push all the buttons. Heck, join the Patreon. Definitely join the Discord. It's free. We all love free. It helps grow the community. And, well, shenanigans can happen. Heck, you can hear I say hear. Read Shock's reigning lunatic ravings about things going on in Star Citizen. Like, it's honestly, it surprised me the fact that chat has gone quiet. It really has. And yes, Shock, I'm calling you out on that, because you can't sum it up any lower than how I did, because it's accurate. Some of those things are accurate. But anyways, guys, we will see you next time. Bye-bye.